Alright guys, the first thing we're going to do is remove this cover right here. This cover is supposed to have clips, but they are missing. So, I don't know how what kind of clips are supposed to be in there, but take those clips out, take off your oil cap, then you're going to take this cover right off. Put your oil cap back in place so you don't drop nothing in there. Alright, now we're going to remove the air tube right here. Now, on the original, you see there's a clamp right here. This clamp doesn't have the regular screw-on clamp, so we're going to leave that alone. And I also noticed this one, there's a lot of things missing on this car. This one is missing, so we're going to leave it off just like that. And there's a bolt here missing. We got to take out the bed. There's a lot of things missing on this car, guys. And also, we're going to be taking off the air clean out of here. And as you can see, dang it, man, one of the bolts are missing right here. This bolt is in there, but it's not in the grommet. Then we got, dang, oh man, all right, let's get some tools, guys, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, now let's get this thing out of the way. The first thing we do, guys, if you notice your clamp up here, there's a clamp up here. There's a funky clamp. Instead of like a regular clamp like these, it's some funky clamp. So we're not going to disconnect from there. We're going to disconnect it from here. It looks like somebody took the clamp off and didn't put a clamp back. This is a problem. This can cause a drivability issue, because as soon as that thing runs and this thing back off like that, this car will shut off and run bad. Why? It's because you have your mass airflow sensor here. That has to be no air leak between there, or this thing will run bad. So that's a problem we got to address. Now let's disconnect our mass airflow sensor. To disconnect this, there's a little tab right there. Squeeze that tab into the connector where the wires are, and then pull down. So squeeze in, and I'm taking my other hand to pull down. Great, that is done. The next thing you want to do is come around this way, and we're not gonna pull this little what you want to call this?
Apparatus.
Yeah, there you go. This apparatus right here. We're not going to disconnect it from inside here. We're not going to pull it out because we don't want to take a chance and damage this hose. Because again, if there's a leak in here, it's going to run bad. So we're going to 8mm bolt right here.
What are you using?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm using an 8mm deep 3/8 drive, or you can use a 5/16. It's the same thing. And I'm using an 8.5-inch 3/8 drive extension. You don't have to use that. You can use a shorter one as long as you get to that bolt. And I'm using my 3/8 drive ratchet. You want to take that bolt completely out. Move your apparatus to the side. Let's call it an air chamber. Put the bolt back in there, and that way you don't lose it. Yeah. Now remember, this bolt is missing. This has got to be a bolt right. We got to get a bolt right here. This one, the bolt is still in it, but it came out of the grommet, so we got to fix that as well. So we're going to take that bolt out and put it inside there. And now this whole assembly is going to come out. Now this whole assembly, well, there's supposed to be 2 tab clips holding the front of this in. But those are missing as well. There's a few things missing here. So now guys, this right here is a little tricky to get this thing out. What you want to do is take the air cleaner, pick it up, swing it back. Now it's gonna be like that, stuck. But this is what you do. Come up in the front. This side you want to push back first. Now you got a little swing on your radiator and condenser here, so you just want to keep picking this up and swinging that side back. Make sure it's out of the way. And then once you get this one in, then you just got to worry about this one. Then you want to just keep pushing that back. Come over this way. And get that out of the way. Just that simple, guys. All right, now I'm gonna take this bolt out and I'm gonna put the grommet back into here, and then we're gonna move. That's a 7mm. Somebody put a different bolt there or something. I don't know. All right, guys, let's put this to the side and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is remove the battery and the battery case. Now you can probably try to, because the thing is, get to these hoses down here, the two hoses. You can probably try to get down there and try to break the radiator, whatever you want to do. I don't know, you're not taking no chance. We're going to take the battery out. Now you're going to have two 10mm nuts. Well, one. This one is gone. So you got one right here. So I'm using a 10mm deep 3/8 drive with my 3/8 drive ratchet. And just go ahead, loosen that up. You don't have to take it off completely. There's supposed to be a 10mm nut here, which is not. And it's supposed to hold this battery down. It is very important, guys. You make sure if that bolt's not there, put it back. Because if this thing happens to swing over and touch that positive, you're going to short something out. Now that one is already loose. So we want.
How is that terminal staying in?
I guess it's barely staying in. We're going to have to put a nut in the bolt there. So take your terminals, swing it back and forth, pick it up, and move both of them to the side. All right, get that done like that. Swing this over, and let's take our battery out. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys. Now we're going to take our positive terminal. We're going to just tuck it down. So be very careful because a lot of these things on this thing is plastic. You see this little connector right here that's connecting these hoses? That's plastic. You want to be very careful you don't break none of that. Now, your battery case will pick up, and you're going to have these things that hold down the battery. Let me see if you can see down there. You see right there? You know, it's better off if I just take this out and show you. But first of all, let's pick it up, and then you're going to have a connector right here. Dang it, that connector's on the other side. Pull that down. That should have been. I looked up and did that, guys, because the tab is on this side. You squeeze that tab in and unplug it. Hold it. Did somebody have this?
What is that for?
Somebody had that plugged up the wrong way.
So
No. Nah, it wasn't, because it's supposed to be plugged up that way. So then you just squeeze the tab down and unplug it. Look like a battery for battery temperature. Take it up. It's got the hose to it that's supposed to go to the battery. Dang it. So you know what? Let's just pull that out of there. Put this to the side. And these are the battery holes down. Notice how they are. Now right here, you notice how it goes up into that slot. That's when you go to tighten it up. And what you do when you take them out, just bring it down and pull it out just like that. And you got one over here. But where is it? Oh, it's on the battery case already. It goes over here. So let's put it all to the side, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing to do, take you a nice drain pan, a clean one if you can. Set it up under the car right about here. Right where this headlight is. Right down there. Push it right up under there. Because what we're going to do now is take us a long pair of needle nose pliers. And you're going to have your two hoses down here. Let me get this out of the way. You have your little one, the vent. And you see, can you see the clamp right there?
Yeah.
Alright, so take your needle nose. Go in there. Squeeze that clamp together. And bring it back. Now, these hoses will sometimes stick on the radiator. It'll be kind of difficult to get off. If you're replacing the radiator, twist it, whatever you can. You don't care. You can break the tip off if you want. I don't care. You're not going to reuse it. But the main thing you want to do is make sure you do not pinch the hose, because then you're going to have a problem. Now, there's two ways of doing this. Take your needle nose. You can go like this, and you're going to use the frame up here as a pry point. Now, first you want to do is grab it, twist it back and forth, and then use that frame as a pry, and slowly pull that hose off. Set that to the side. Let it drain down there and go into the thing. And then you got your other one. This one sucks because the clamp is facing down the other way. I'm in your way.
No, you're right.
So let me see if I can get in there. These little stupid clamps, man. They ain't kidding. Some stupid clamps. Alright, dang it. I just had it. Sometimes, guys, it's a good idea to try to get that thing to turn a little bit. You know what? I think, let me try something. Because those needle nose are too bit long. We'll try needle nose vice grips. And hopefully I can get inside there. I'm trying to twist it up so I can see it better. You know, this is just... almost. Again, be very careful, guys. Do not damage that hose. Final. Those little stupid clamps, man.
Why don't you just take it out, put a different one in?
If I can, I gotta make sure I can get in there with a screwdriver or something. That's the problem. Alright, so I'm just gonna back this up more. Yeah, that thing gonna snap. Forget that. It's good. We're all good. Oops.
But see, now that you have it out here, though, to move it, you can use your clamp pliers. Right?
I ain't got none. I wish I had some.
Alright, just
Alright.
saying, though.
Let's just let this drain down a little bit, guys. And dang it. Alright. Again, be very careful because now you got a plastic fitting over here. So you don't want to bend this around too much. Or you're going to damage something. And that would suck. Alright, the next thing, guys, let's get us a mechanics wire. I'm going to show you why we're going to do that in a minute. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, guys, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some mechanics wire onto our radiator and hold it up out of the way. Now,
On the radiator?
I mean the fans. Hold it up to the support up here. Now, I want you to look down here. Now, if you see, your fans on each side has this little tab right here. The fan goes down. This is part of the radiator. That part has to bend out, and then the radiator picks up. Now if you look further down, there's another one, but that one is not a clip. That one just slides into place. So that one you don't have to worry about. It's just this one up here. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we're in the front of the vehicle. Here's the condenser and here's your radiator. If you look inside here, you see a little black hook. That's part of the fan right there. And here's an easier one you can see right there. Now what you're going to do is take a flat screwdriver. You're going to go up against the radiator and see how I can pry up and pick it up, but you can't right now because that top one is latched into place. So you're going to leave your screwdriver right there. Then you're going to come over here with your hand. You're going to use your thumb and you're going to bring that tab back like that. Got it? Once you bring it back, pry down on your screwdriver and it'll pick the fan right up, loose. You got to do the same thing to the other side. This one might be kind of difficult to see because the tab is right there under the hose. The tab is right there.
Your light ain't shining nothing. Oh, what you shining at?
You know what? Now you see it?
No.
You see the tip of the screwdriver?
Yes, but I mean,
You want me to move it?
you got. Hold on. Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna reach down with your thumb. You're gonna reach down with your thumb. Good.
Well, we see your thumb. Oh, it must be really dark in there for some reason. Too much black. Hard to differentiate the pieces. But we see your thumb. We see what you're doing.
Pulling the tab back.
Yes.
All right, gonna pull that tab back. And while you're pulling your back, you're gonna go up on the side up here and pick it right up. Okay, got that off. Now your fan, you're gonna pick it up a little bit more. And now what you gotta do is those slots down at the bottom, you're just gonna pick your fan up. It'll hang right there. Next thing you want to do is take you some mechanics wire. Where's my damn mechanics wire? You want to wrap it around the fan right here. This is just for a little security. It probably won't drop down anyway. Wrap it around, making sure it's tight. Bring it around here. And just wrap it up on this hood bracket right here.
Probably could have given yourself a little bit more.
Probably could have, but I don't want you yelling at me, telling me I'm wasting wire. Because you know wire is expensive.
Right.
Alright guys, the next thing we do is let's jack this car up. We'll be right back. Alright guys, before we get up under there, safety is number one. As you can see, I got the car jacked up. I got me some nice jack stands up under there. And this is also important, guys. This driveway kind of inclines going down that way. So I got the emergency brakes on, but I noticed they pulled all the way up, but it just wasn't really that tight. So I put a wheel chock in the back. Definitely, even if your brakes are working, get you a set of wheel chocks. Go to Harbor Freight, wherever you want to get them, if they're cheap. Save your life. Alright, now that we got the safety issue out of the way, we can get up under there and we can do what we need to do. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we got this shield up under here that we got to take down. This shield is held on by a whole bunch of Torx bolts, T30. Or, if you look at one of them closely, you can see you can use a regular screwdriver as well. But we're not going to, I ain't going to fix that. That'll be just too many to do. Now, if you notice, you're going to start over here in the corner. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. And it just continues going all around the side. Now, to make this quick, guys, definitely get you a cordless impact. These things will make your job a lot easier. And I got a T30 quarter-inch bit up here. And on Harbor Freight, they got these little bits that fit inside here. This one's a quarter-inch. You can get 3/8. You get the set, quarter-inch, 3/8, and half-inch drive, where you can put your sockets up there. So we're gonna now go around and take all of them out. Now you see how long that screw is? Can you imagine doing that with a screwdriver? You crazy. Get yourself one of these. Alright, let's go around and get all these screws out. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we got all the bolts on the bottom out. Now you're going to have 4 bolts left. 2 right here. You want to take, matter of fact, to make this easier, take this tire and turn it all the way to the left. You're going to have 1 right here and 1 right there. And for this one, I'm going to use my cordless ratchet. And I'm using a reducer from 3/8 down to a quarter-inch. That way then you can get in here and take this one out and that one. and do the other two on the other side. All right, right back. All right, guys, we're on our last bolt. Get that bolt out. Then you're gonna have this little flap right here. Take that flap down, one on each side. And now, let's get up under there and take that shield down. We'll be right back. All right, guys, you ready? Now, make sure you get out of the way, guys, because there could be a lot of dirt up under here. And that's all you want to do is back this shield up that way and then come down. So back it up. See all this stuff coming down. And then lower this shield down. This got all this antifreeze leaking out of here. Dang it. Man, this is messy. Let's get this out of the way. This thing's all messed up. Let's get that down. I see clips. I see sockets in there. But anyway, we need to clean this out because this thing is really dirty and we are looking really good now. Alright guys, we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is start draining out the antifreeze. Now, what you want to do is, you see this bar right here, and we're going to have to take this bar out. But over this side, see this little opening right here? If you look straight up into that opening, you're going to see the drain plug for the radiator.
Yeah, I see it.
So we're going to take a flat screwdriver and, oh boy, they make it out of plastic, man. Alright, have your drain plug, drain pan there. Alright, let that take that completely out and let it drain out the antifreeze. Back up so this thing gonna spray everywhere. There you go. And there's the plug. Alright, so let's let that drain out and we'll be right back. Alright guys, while that's draining out, the next thing we're going to do is in the front of the car. This thing is missing a lot of pieces. This panel right here is just clipped in. And you can actually pop that out just like that. It's got a series of clips. And you can see this one is completely broken over here. And I'm going to show you something else that's broken. This cover right here, this is your next thing. You just pop that out. This one over here is missing. So that's not there. So let's take these, because what it does is uncover two bolts, 8mm bolts. One right there, that's holding on the condenser to the radiator. One right here, and the one over here is kind of difficult to get to. I'm going to show you how we're going to get to that in a minute. Alright, alright guys, for this step, now for this one you're not going to need this, but for the other one you are. You're going to need a long extension, 1/4 inch drive extension. I got about an 18-inch extension here. And I got an 8mm swivel socket 1/4 inch drive. Very important to have this right now. First of all, you got this one right here. This one is easy. You can use it straight, it don't matter. You can just do that one and take it out. That one's no problem at all. The problem, there's the bolt, is this one over here. Now, let's see if I can.
It's blue. Is it blue?
The bolt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it.
Not that.
That's why I asked. Is it blue? You said yeah.
The bolt is blue, but it's not that one. Alright, if you look right through here, let me just change sides. If you look right through this vent right here, you'll see it.
I see it.
So, now you got this little brace right here. This is to pull the car. That's in the way. So that's where this socket comes in handy at. So what you want to do is use your, you see it right there, that's it?
Yeah.
Get in there. And you'll be able to take that bolt right out. Alright, get that out, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is separate our condenser from our radiator. Now that we got the two bolts at the bottom, on the top it's latched on in plastic clips. And if you look right between there, you'll see the one on the top. I'll move this around to show you. Alright, so what's got to happen now, we got to push down on our condenser, back it up. Did I get off that clip?
Yeah.
And then pick it up. I'm off of there?
It looks like you went back in. So you have to go down, you said?
Yeah, down, but I can't see.
Oh, you want me to move? We get the idea.
Okay, let me get over here for a minute. Alright, you're going to push down. And I'm trying to hold the radiator up at the same time. There we go. And now if you look in there, you'll see it's separated.
Okay.
Alright, you want to have both sides separated. You know, let's get this one. Make sure this one don't jump back into place. Then you want to get you it's like 2-foot pieces of mechanics wire. You want to wrap one here. That's to keep this radiator up. And the other one, right here where the hood latch is, yeah, right where the hood latch is, wrap it through there. Keep it hanging up. That's going to keep that condenser out of the way. Then you're going to do this side over here, same way. You got to push down, and sometimes you can get on the other side and hold the radiator, kind of, and get that one out. Yeah, sometimes guys, it's a little difficult sometimes. I think I got it. No, I didn't get it. Dang it. It's a stupid setup, man. There we go. Now I got it. Alright, now I'm going to get my wire and tie up this side. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, for this step, this is the hole we reached up and took out the plug for the radiator. But that thing is going to a hose right there. Let me kind of zoom in right here. You see that hose? That's the bottom radiator hose. Now this bottom radiator hose is held on by one little clip right there. That's all you have to do is push that clip down till it stops. First. And you want to bring that clip down. Man, we need to switch hands here. Let me go through here. Right there. Bring that clip down just like that. Now, yeah, it ain't supposed to come out, but it can come out. That's good. And then take your screwdriver and you want to pry this hose back. Make sure your pan is up underneath, just in case there's still antifreeze right there. Now, if you can't pry that out by hand, get a pry bar right here. This thing is stuck. It sucks. There we go. Just where am I? That's all we have to do. Is just, you know what? We're gonna get this bar out of the way, because we gotta get that out of the way anyway. So then we can better get our hand up there and take that off. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we do is ready to take out this bar right here. This bar goes all the way across to the other side. There's 4 13mm bolts over here, and you go back to this side, there's another 4. You see 1, 2, and then the other 2 is up under the bumper. And you can see those 2 in there. That's what's holding up the radiator, and we need that out of the way so we can definitely get that lower hose off. Now, to do this job, what you're going to need is an 8.5-inch 3/8 drive extension with a 13mm swivel socket. Definitely important to get a swivel socket. Why? Because the swivel socket can go in there and we can get the bolts right here instead of taking, where's my 3/8 drive ratchet? Instead of taking the bumper off, there's one. Then reach over here. And 2. Can you see that?
Well, now your tool's in my way of the bolt, but we did see it before.
Alright, your camera's going to be in the way now.
Oh, okay.
Right. 2, 3, and 4. Now what we're going to do is take out 3 of them and just loosen up the 4th one. Alright, and I'm going to switch over to my cordless impact because it makes it a heck of a lot easier for me to do. So let's get one out together. Alright, there's one. Matter of fact, let's get this next harder one, which is right over here. That's the most difficult one. Alright, so let's get those out. Let's get the other one out. Then we're going to loosen up the other one and we'll be right back.